Hello, in this short video, we're going to take a look at how to navigate through the course. The course is very much like a video game. You need to complete each unit before Canvas will let you continue to the next unit. It might take a couple of weeks to get used to this, but once you get used to it, it'll be much easier to keep track of your own progress in the course and be easier for me to keep track of your progress in the course. Since you have to complete each unit, and there are a total of 15 units in the course, you must complete each unit before you move on to the next unit. That way you don't forget to do some of the homework assignments or forget to take a quiz or something like that. Now, this is how the course appears in a web browser. You should be able to complete most of the quizzes and assignments on your cell phone or tablet or device like that, but I don't guarantee that the Canvas app will always do everything that I designed the course to do. I do try to guarantee that all the course features work correctly if you're using a web browser like Chrome or Firefox or Safari, either on a computer or on your phone or tablet. So everything you see in these videos is going to be done in a web browser. I'm using Chrome. So once you get the hang of doing things in the course, then the Canvas mobile app might be very handy for you, but I always guarantee that things will look right and work correctly if you're using a web browser. Now, if you don't see this little menu on the left-hand side of your screen, click on this little menu button up here in the far upper left, and that should toggle back and forth so you can see this menu. And then the best way to navigate the course is to click on Modules. And that will always take you back to this main outline view of the course. So I'll show you what I mean by not being able to open the next unit. If you look at the Start Here Orientation Week unit, you'll see Complete All Items. You'll see this little red minus sign. It's started but not complete. See, I've completed the first 3 items, but I haven't completed the entire unit. So if I close that, if I go down here to Portfolio Paper 1 Introduction, you'll see the items, but they're grayed out. I can't actually access them. Or if you go to Unit 1 Learning Activities, this is all grayed out. I need to come back here and complete this unit before I move on. So the very first module is called Start Here Orientation Week Unit. And the written instructions for what I'm showing you, you can find, you click on that link that says Start Here. You can navigate through these units one of 2 different ways. You can either go back to Modules, and these little diamonds will open or close the submenus. You can do it that way, or if you're on Start Here, you can, when you get through with each item, you can click Next, and it takes you to the next item in that submenu. Now, if you come over here to the right-hand side, you'll see each of these little check-marked circles are empty. That's because I haven't done anything in the course. And if you hover your mouse over each one of these, it will tell you must mark as done or must submit the assignment. Until all of these circles are filled with check marks, the next unit will not open for you to be able to complete the assignments. So let's click on Start Here. Let's read these instructions, and in the upper right-hand corner, you'll see a button that says Mark as Done. Now let's go back to Modules and look at our submenu for this unit again, and now you'll see a green check mark that we have read and reviewed the Start Here page. And then you'll see this little indicator. It's a red minus sign. That means that this unit's not complete yet, and you can see which items you still need to complete before you can move on. Now that we've read and reviewed these 3 items, you see the 3 green check marks, we can submit the first assignment. It's just a brief Canvas orientation assignment, and what you will do is you will demonstrate that you can submit a Word document as an assignment on Canvas. All of your papers, all of your worksheet assignments need to be submitted as Word documents, not Google Docs, not OpenOffice, not Apple Pages. This will be important not only for my class, but for a lot of the classes that you take from now on. So just write a short essay that's at least 100 words. This is a writing class. We're going to do a lot of writing. So just write a short essay. You can make it as long as you want, but on the topic of my favorite class. Whatever your favorite class was at any point in your education, just write a brief essay describing the class and why you enjoyed it. There are no wrong answers. I'm not going to nitpick your grammar and punctuation or anything like that. Just write a brief reflection essay on your favorite class and submit that on Canvas. So open the assignment, read the instructions, read the prompt, click on this button that says Submit Assignment. Then you'll see this screen appear, and you'll click on this little button that says Choose File, and you'll select your Word document, whatever you call it. Click on Open. You can add a comment, but do not type or copy and paste your paper in this comment window. That will not count as a submission. You must learn how to create Word documents and submit them on Canvas. So once you've attached your file, you can click Submit Assignment. And in the upper right-hand corner, you will see this information. There's a little check mark that says submitted and the time. You can double check your submission details. Now, any assignment, you will be allowed to resubmit as many times as necessary to get an A. So if you make a mistake or you want to just upload a rough draft before the due date and then upload a better draft later, you can come back and resubmit assignment and go through the same process. There's no limit to the number of submissions you can have for any assignment. So now that we've submitted the assignment, click on Modules. And you can see that all 4 items in this module have been completed, and the entire unit, you'll see another green check mark. This means that that unit is completed and we can move on. The next thing you need to do is review the syllabus and course schedule. This is a lot of information, and you need to complete each of these sections so that you can move on to the Portfolio Paper 1 Introduction. The very first quiz in Unit 1 is over the syllabus and schedule, so you need to be familiar with this information and at the very least know where to go and find it. When you have questions like, what are we doing this week? My answer is going to be, what does it say on the syllabus and schedule? What does it say on the lesson plan? So you need to get in the habit of finding this information, not just for my course, but for your college classes from now on. We're going to practice being what are known as self-directed learners. We get the syllabus, we study it, we get the lesson plans, and then when we have questions, we can ask quote-unquote smarter questions. So read each section of the syllabus, and then each section will have a Mark as Done button, and you can click Next. There is a module here put out by the college. There is no Mark as Done button, so once you finish reviewing this, you can click Next. Mark each section is done after you've read it. Now, if you lie to yourself and mark something done that you haven't actually done, that's not going to fool me. You're just fooling yourself. So at some point, you'll need to come back and review this information. So go ahead and study it. Once you've read all of this material, and I know it's a lot of material, but you need to study all this material, you can either click Next, or you can go back to the modules menu view. Now, when you have questions and we're not in class to ask the questions, or if you think of something over the weekend, or if you've been absent and you need to ask a question, do not email me your questions. The answer to every question is going to be post all questions on this questions and answers discussion board on Canvas. just like we were in class. That way everyone can see the question and everyone can see the answer. Now, if it's a confidential question that you would not ask in class, then email me that question. But any question that you would ask in class, post on the questions and answers discussion board. So once you complete the Start Here Orientation Week unit and complete your review of the syllabus and schedule, these two units will be marked as done. Then when you click on the Portfolio Paper 1 Introduction, you can now access this information. There are 5 portfolio paper projects in the course. When you're ready to begin a new portfolio paper project, read the introduction to the project, mark that as done, move on, and review the prompt for the paper. The paper won't be due until the last unit in that project. However, it's a good idea to review the prompt so we have an idea of where we're going with this project. All of the activities that we do within a project are pre-writing exercises so that we're not just sitting down and trying to write a paper from scratch. We will have been working on that paper for several units before we try to turn it in. So mark these as done, go back to the modules, and now when you click on the Unit 1 Learning Activities module, you can now access these activities. Each unit will have a lesson plan and the 4 learning activities that are due in that unit. Now, Unit 15 is just the final exam essay, so that's the only activity in Unit 15. But the other 14 units, there will be 4 learning activities and a lesson plan. So click on the lesson plan, all the instructions that we need to complete the unit, all of the assigned readings in the textbook, or a link to the assigned reading, or a link to an assigned video will all be found in the lesson plan. So review that information. Then you can move on to the next assignment, or again, you can always go back to the modules view and choose which of these learning activities you want to complete first. Every unit there will be a discussion board. You will post one new thread with your thoughts on the topic, and then you'll probably have to wait a day or two. When you come back, you'll see other people's posts, and you'll need to respond to at least 2 other people to move on in the course and to get the points for the discussion board. So there are no wrong answers necessarily on the discussion boards. I just check to make sure that you've participated, and then I give you the points. So you'll probably need to wait a couple of days and give some time for other people to post their threads before you'll have enough people to respond to. So once you completed that, there will be a quiz over some assigned reading, and in Unit 1, that quiz is the syllabus. You'll need to take every quiz as many times as necessary to score 10 out of 10. This check mark will not go green for the quiz until you've scored 10 out of 10 points. The computer automatically grades your quiz right away, and you'll be able to retake the quiz until you get 10 out of 10. There will always be some sort of a submission assignment, either a worksheet, a pre-writing exercise, we're getting some of the paragraphs done for the paper or something like that, or the actual portfolio paper itself, when it's finished, will be submitted. There will be a quick survey. They're not worth any points, but it's a nice participation activity. It actually helps me with my course design, so there's no penalty, no wrong answers. Take the quick survey. And once again, the discussion boards. Once you've completed a unit and all of these check marks are green, then when you click on the next unit, it will no longer be grayed out. You'll be able to complete the activities. Due dates for all assignments are found here on the course syllabus and schedule under Course Schedule. Again, it's divided up into 5 portfolio paper projects, and those are divided up into units, anywhere from 2 to maybe 6 units per project. So some projects are longer than others, and again, Unit 15, the only activity is the final exam essay. Now, do not be fooled by the Canvas calendar. The calendar function may be useful for your other courses, but for this course, in order to get other features to work the way we need them to work, all due dates for assignments are set for the end of the last week of the semester. That is not the due date. The due dates for assignments are here under course schedule. There is no late penalty per se for assignments that are a couple of days late. Lots of things happen during the course of the semester. You may actually be sick. That's very common for students to get sick during the semester. But if you fall more than 2 weeks behind in the course, you may be locked out of Canvas temporarily until you contact me and make arrangements for catching up. Even if I do not accept an assignment for a grade, you'll still need to complete that assignment to move on through the course. So by far the biggest mistake you can make in this course is to procrastinate. And a big reason for that is we want to get out of the habit of procrastinating in all of our college courses. So I either accept an assignment that's late or I don't. Usually it's not a problem if you contact me and make arrangements for catching up. There won't be any penalty for late homework. Either way, you need to complete all of the assignments in the course in order to earn a passing grade for the course. That's basically how it works. On the other hand, you will be allowed and very often required to redo each assignment over and over again until it is an A. So try not to fall behind. If you think you're falling behind, let me know as soon as possible and make arrangements for catching up. It's not normally a problem, but if you show up the last week of the semester and you're trying to do 7 or 8 weeks worth of work the last couple of days of the semester, that's the surest formula for failing this course. Remember, don't be afraid of making mistakes. Don't be afraid of doing something wrong. The only way to really fail the course is to procrastinate and not get the assignments done. If you're trying, if you're keeping up with the schedule more or less, you'll be allowed to redo assignments over and over until they're right. So don't be afraid to try. You'll always be able to go back and fix things or resubmit things. That's never a problem in this course. So dive right in. You don't have to wait for us. Once you submit an assignment, you'll be able to move on in the course. You don't have to wait for me to grade an assignment. You have to get 10 out of 10 on every quiz, but the computer will grade those quizzes for you within a matter of seconds. So don't be afraid. Don't hesitate. Jump right in. If you have questions and you're not in class to ask the question, post your questions on the question and answer discussion board. And usually after the first couple of units, when students get the hang of how the course works, they like the way it's laid out, they like that it's easy to keep track of their progress. So I hope you enjoy the course. Good luck, and again, just keep trying and you're going to do just fine in this class.